Hello. I'm glad you're here because I thought I was going to start talking to no one. Hi, Gary. That's cool. Hi. I'm so off schedule today. I almost forgot about this. It was like because my husband didn't have any days off this week. Again, I didn't know what day of the week it was. At 9:20, I was like, "Wait a minute. It's Saturday." I hope it's Saturday. Hope I didn't get it wrong. Just and this thing is too high. I don't know why. I've got to figure out. I got to bring that down. I thought the table was down as low as it would go, but I think I might have another inch or two. So I didn't realize how. Oh, I know why it looks funny. Hold on. I know why it looks funny. Okay, it didn't change. I'm trying to bring it back. Hold on. Work, you. Okay, it's coming closer. I guess that's as far back as it'll go. All right. Oh, you're just going to have to. I don't know why it looks like that. Oh, let me back up a little. Maybe that'll help. That's better. So you didn't have to work today? Because you said you've been working a lot of hours. That was you, right? Because remember, I forget things like that. I thought you said you were working a lot of hours. Oh. So I did catch a few more live streams since the last time I was on. So I'm a little bit more up to date on kind of what's been going on. So now I kind of understand what people were talking about. I was a little bit out of the loop there for a while. Got to work Sunday. I did that when I was younger, but boy, there's no way I could do that now. Well, even if I wasn't sick. But like my husband, so if he works 2 days, so that's 40 plus 25, that's 64 hours. It's been a poop show. Yeah, I can imagine. Now, are you shorthanded because people aren't there or they need to hire some more people? I need some caffeine. What ends up happening at Tom's work is they'll even know ahead of time sometimes that somebody's going to be leaving and they wait till the last minute to hire somebody new. So people have to work overtime for a little while till they get somebody in. They got one new person in, but that was to, I think, take the place of the last person that left. So, I know I used to be like that though. Didn't matter what I was making, I always worked a lot. When we were younger, one of us always had a second job. I tried, the only job I couldn't do, we normally have a staff of 15. We're down to 10. It takes 6 months or so to get them fully trained up. Wow. Dang. That short-handed. Wow. Well, I hope they fix that soon. Well, you can always look on the bright side, getting massive overtime. You would think they wouldn't want to pay all the overtime. Doesn't make any sense. Especially because my husband works as a contract. It's a security company, and then they, you probably know how that works. And I know from being a contractor that you negotiate a certain price for the year or however long your contract is. And if you go over that, if you have to pay overtime or any of that, that comes out of your profit. So you would think that the company would be, more on top of this. I don't get it. Oh, it's funny enough. So he was with a global company, the last two companies, You'll know, you were military, so you'll probably know who it is. So he was with G4S, who used to be like Blackwater or something like that, way, way back. Then Allied bought them out. So then he stayed, and so he didn't switch companies, but his company changed. Then he was with Allied. Well, then this place he works didn't like them. I don't know. I think it was because they weren't hiring fast enough. Yeah. 40, 50 hours a week of overtime. That's ridiculous. That's hugely expensive. So they decided to go with a smaller company out of Oklahoma. So they're a smaller company, so they don't have like, tons of money to be wasting. So I don't know how that's working in the background. But yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Man, it's like my picture's right here. I don't know why. I did not move this table. I didn't change anything. It won't let me bring it back more. I'm going to try it again, see if it'll let me. It should let me bring it back more, because usually I always bring it back a little bit. That's weird. I'll move the table back. Shaking. I can't sit any higher. Maybe it was like that before and I just didn't notice. Yeah, I could sit on a pillow. I could sit up straight too. I could. I don't want to. I think from here, because I'm okay. So just to let you know, because you weren't watching me back when. Did you remember when I had this thing sitting on a box? Not that long ago. So I had like a big wooden cutting board, and then a box that I poked holes in for the computer motor. And so every time I moved, it shook. So then I got this, what you call a C table. So it's like a C, and it slides over the end of the chase, and so you can adjust it. And I thought, oh, we do? I wasn't even looking. I do have some lurkers here and there, but yeah, I'm just babbling until we can think of something really interesting to talk about. But yeah, I thought we just left it down. We didn't adjust it when it came because you put it together. But it looks like I might have a couple inches to play with. I don't know yet. Who else is here? Say hi. We have at least one Osa. No, I'm just joking. I don't think they bother watching me. I really don't. I'm not attention getting as much as some. So I think the few small of us, I think they ignore us. They don't waste their time, which is fine with me. I don't really care. I did try, like when I would leave protesting, I would like look behind me, make sure nobody was following me. So I don't know if they got my license plate number or not, because I used to try to be pretty careful. But one time I was leaving real recent, and there was a staff member and an older gentleman that were crossing the crosswalk in front of me. Oh, hey, Lily. Hi. That's okay. If you have an interesting topic, give me one. I didn't have one for tonight. I try to think of something to put in, but even when I've had a topic in the title, we ended up talking about something else. But the old guy, you could see him take the phone and like try to sneak a picture of me. And as they crossed, I rolled up and I said, "Hey, my channel is Miss Kim SP. You can go take as many pictures as you want." So I was just being facetious. But I don't think they feel like driving 75 miles to be following me or anything like that. But I know what other people have gotten, but I think they tend to go after the more louder, bigger channels. I may have watched him before. Kansas City. I think I may have watched him before. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Actually, I think it was Corn Freak, but also it was Club Brain Fog. She would stand out there and like one of them was like talking to the cameras. And that's what got me to start saying more even when somebody wasn't out front, because you never know who's watching those cameras, and you never know how much your voice is getting through the glass now that they've fixed the door. So we used to have that nice gap in Austin so they could hear me the whole time. We thought it was hilarious. And then they fixed it so hard. I'm sure you've seen it. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I've seen them. Is it? Oh, I'm loving the new traffic. The Sorry, I didn't realize how dead it was this summer until the students came back, and then I was like, "Oh, that's good. He keeps an eye on her. That's good." Yeah, I feel safer now. During the summer, if I stayed late, it was kind of creepy. But when school's in, everywhere you go in that area, you're no less than 5 people around you. So it doesn't bother me at all going back and trying to find my car, because the back road where you park, there's so many people that it takes forever to get through a stop sign because the people crossing, it's ridiculous. Oh, hey, Scooter Mom. I like watching them. She's nice. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think everybody's okay. I appreciate the time. I was telling Gary I almost forgot about it. Again, I didn't know what day it was. My husband left for work at 9, and I was sitting there at 9:20, and I go, "Wait a minute. This is Saturday." I was like, "Oh crap, I better get things set up." Yeah, I watched your last show. Um you had a lot of clips. A lot of interesting things to go look at. Yeah. I honestly never have watched him much. Mainly because, like I said before, there are a couple of big channels I watch, but for the most part, if I go on and I'm like, I hit the live button and see who's live. Hey, Carrie Ann. Pretty good. Oh, I'm feeling better. I think the infection's finally gone from, I had a toothache. I've got to get a root canal next week. And I was worried it had gone into my glands. So that's why I haven't been out protesting. And I had one tooth removed. But it's still sore, the tooth itself. But I think everything else is better. Oh, yeah, I've watched some of his stuff. I just, yeah. Yeah, Scooter Mom, you had a lot. That was a jam-packed show. But it's not that I don't like him or other channels. When I have the time, I try to give it to smaller channels. And so that I lose, there's so many channels. So I lose watching more main channels and main stories sometimes in order to do that. So I miss things. So I never really did watch a lot of, well, at the beginning I did because LA were the only ones. But when other channels started popping up and stuff, LA just had like so many people watching, and a lot of them had a pretty good following. So I just never did watch. That's why Scooter Mom does what she does, because we needed more of not just the mainstream or big stories, but we needed more updates on smaller channels, because you just can't watch everyone. You don't know what's going on. So what Natalie does and what Scooter Mom does is they highlight things that are going on that we might sometimes miss. Yeah, me neither, Lily. Remember, it was funny when, here's the thing I will say though. I even all the way back to DOA and other people that do that. Oh, sorry guys, I have a tummy ache tonight. Oof. I did say the other day that if you look back at the beginning, there was kind of, hey, Mr. Fraud, there was a time and place for the really in-your-face protesting, because it drew a lot of eyes and attention at the beginning when it was a small movement, when it was new. And I think at that time, it was needed. You know, if we'd all come in like me, nobody would have been that interested at first. You know, it wouldn't have been the same thing. So I do think there was a time and place for the more in-your-face, aggressive protesting. I just think that we've learned through trial and error that that's not the way to go forward, because mainly we don't want to get arrested. And we've learned, and at that time, we didn't have a lot of information on how to protest, what to say. And we've had a lot of survivors come out and tell us, hey, saying this doesn't work, but maybe if you do this, it will. So it's just evolved. It's evolved, and we know now that we don't need the in-your-face stuff anymore, because now that we've got enough of an audience and the word's getting out, we can do more educating and teaching and that kind of thing. So I don't try to get on top of, like I said, even DOA. DOA had a time and place and was needed at that time. So I'm just, so I don't try to get on anybody for doing that. But I think they even know, I've heard some say that, they realize they need to change the way they protest, that's not the way to go forward. Yeah, Carrie Ann, it gets more views. And like I said, unfortunately, that was important when it was a very small group and nobody knew about it. But I think we know now that, we're getting more people in and people involved. Even Will, the only time that I worry about him, because he kind of knows where that line is, but other people don't realize where that line is. The only thing I worry about him is this. We know that the LAPD are corrupt, and they will do things that aren't right. And so and I won't even say it's even necessarily that, but I'm just going to say this. What worries me is Will lives in that neighborhood, and he says things to them like, I'm going to get you. You're going to know who I am. He pushes them. And I'm worried that, they're in a high stress job and they're already got an attitude. I just worry that something bad's going to happen to him. You know what I mean? That when his camera's not on, I'm worried someone might retaliate. And that's the only thing that bothers me about, if he would just come back just that little bit and not really push them that hard, because he knows he's going to get to them through paperwork and complaints and lawsuits and things like that. So I just wish he would just kind of bring it down and not poke at them. You know what I mean? And that's just my opinion. I just worry about him is all, because I don't trust other people. We've seen what Scientology will do. And who's to say they won't, even them, even one of the officers, what if, they give a few bucks to a street person and say, hey, this guy lives over here, I don't trust people. Miss Sunrise said, oh yeah, that's what, yeah, me too, uh, Miss Sunrise Dawn. That sticks in my head when I'm out there. That's why I'm always, I usually every week I have one thing I try to really pursue when they're going by, because you only get a few seconds a piece with them. So every week I try to say something different. And you guys have given me a lot of good ideas, because you never know what's going to stick. So I try not to say the same things all the time. And I try to say things like that. If you have to ask to leave, you're not free. I stole that from DOA. About reading what you want. I also throw out there, and a lot of times you'll hear me say this loud. This is partially for the crowds going by. When I see a big crowd coming, I'll start yelling something for people that may not stop and talk to me or know anything about Scientology, but they'll hear what I say and go, I wonder if that's true. Like, David Miscavige, your leader drives a Bentley and you guys make $200 a week. People don't know that. And that's kind of an interesting, I'd be like, that doesn't make sense. They can't live on that. Or, stuff like that. And I've been really getting on them about the stats, being down stat, because I know they're being told they're the only ones that are down stat, that they need to fix it, that they're pieces of crap. You know how they do. We've heard it before. So I've been letting them know, you can go on YouTube. There's cameras on every org right now. Probably not, but, pretty much most of them. And I'm trying to get them to maybe go look on YouTube. So I've been pushing that quite a bit. Here, bugging me right there. But yeah, that I remembered that too. So, I missed one. Let me go back up. Oh, Mr. Fraud said, oh, because in my opinion, it feeds into what Sciento tells their people protesters are crazy. Yeah. And I think most everybody, though, I think has figured that out. That's another reason why I try to, when I do have, yeah, I know what you meant. I do try to talk to them in a conversational manner. I'll be like, hey, you're not the only ones that are down stat. All of them are. I go, actually, you guys show more traffic going in and out than anybody else. I like yelling the stats that I think I heard Aaron figure out. So like in my chat figured this one out. If there were 30 million members like they said, that's 210,000 per org. There's like 20 people going in and out of there in a week, the same ones. Or I'll even say, if you even had 1 million, that's 7,000 per org. Hi, Cindy. So I think giving them stats, real stats, I think might carry more weight. I had one of them roll their eyes at me one day, but you know what? Even though they rolled their eyes, they're going to remember what I said. So, how's everyone else doing tonight? I'm doing much better. So, hopefully, after I get this other tooth taken care of next week, I'll be back. I hear that Jay from Denver has not been around for a while. I think I heard he had a TRO against him. Is that true? I don't know. The only TRO that I know of was in LA. And I think he just chose, I don't even know if he went to court for it. He may have just left. I don't know. I don't even remember. It's been a while. He was here a couple times. And I don't know. He might have just stopped. I Honestly, didn't know he hadn't been around. I guess I hadn't watched his channel in a while. I saw him in person not a while back. I'll see. I'll ask around, see if I can find out. I hope that's not true. I know he's originally from Texas, and when he left here, he was going home with his family. So, I know. That's why when it's brought up like this, even I'm like, I'll have to check on my own because I don't know. You know what? Let me hang on a minute. Let me just go look at his channel. Let's see, YouTube. Can you guys? I can't see my face when I do this because it opens another tab. I'll have to figure out how to do that with. All right, so let's see, JDSA, right? Oh, there he is. Oops. 2 months ago. Let's see, live. Huh. Wow. Okay. That's weird. Okay, so I went to his channel and he has one video on his channel and it says Q&A channel update from 2 months ago. So that's weird that all of his other live streams are gone. So maybe I'll go. I thought I've seen him. I thought I'd seen him within the last 2 months, so I don't know. Okay, I missed what was said. Oh, he said he had a meeting with the district attorney and he hauled ass out of LA right after. He didn't have a TRO, but Sino wanted to get him for disturbing religious service. Yes, that was it. That was it. You're right, fraud. Because he used the bullhorn, that was when he got an arrest. Right, Gary. Yeah. Last I heard is they wanted him to make a deal and he was fighting it. He got an attorney, but I don't know where it stands. You know, that stuff gets pushed off so far that it could be just sitting there. He has everything private because he kept getting trolled. Oh. He took down a lot of stuff when that whole mod mess happened. Oh. Well, that makes sense. His other channel? See, I didn't even know he had another channel. Yeah, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Yeah, when he had the mod issues. Yeah, what's his other channel? See, I didn't even know that. Corroded Pixel? Okay. Oh, that sounds interesting. Hang on, let me go check. I don't ever want to lose any protester, you know. My my computer's so slow. Yep, that sounds like him. It said variation on the rotation Denver Scientology audit at Gmail. There's still one video, but that sounds like him. I hadn't even realized. That's too bad. He was good at it. Yeah, the Sun Demon. Yeah. You know, even if I don't necessarily agree with everything they do. Okay. I still, want them to be supported. Mm. Well, that's too bad. He did a really good job. Even when he came here, he was doing flyers on his rollerblades. We're not allowed to flyer in Austin, but he was on rollerblades like they were going to be able to catch him. What's he going to do? I mean, all they can do is take it down. So I was like, more power to you. I wish I could. I would do it. What I need to do is I need to go back to that shopping center in Cedar Park and confiscate more of those pamphlets that they passed out. I feel like Jay was pushed until he snapped. Back then, made him look like he was crazy. Yeah, yeah. I wasn't happy with the way that went down, but you know what? The more again, here's another thing about, we're all, and I try to say this, we're all newbies and we're all just humans. We're human beings. And I think we learn to not go on a panel together to air our differences because it's not going to go well. It's high stress. People are going to get upset. It's not the right way to handle it. So I think they've learned to not do that anymore for the most part. I don't know if other people are doing it. I just haven't seen it. And I was unhappy with the way that went too. And I was unhappy with him. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not involved in that. He's still flyering. He's still doing the protesting. So I still wanted to be cordial and everything. So I did. Because, like we were talking about before, I'm not going to be told to pick sides. I am too old for that. Um, yeah. Well, that's sad. I wish he was at least doing something online. So maybe he'll come back to Austin since his um, family lives here. Maybe I'll see him again. Oh. Hmm. I actually heard that early on that they were supposed to be trying to make up, but I don't follow that stuff over there, so but yeah, yeah, exactly. There's healthy discussion and then there's everything else. Okay, he's probably still with family because he was kind of a nomad anyway, so he could be anywhere. Oh, I'm trying so hard to get our camper in to get its issues fixed, and then I want to try. Oops, sorry, I keep kicking the table. And then I really, really, really want to trade it in for a Class C because a Class C is actually cheaper than a new huge truck to tow our huge camper. So I would rather do that. I would rather get a Class C. We need to downsize anyway. I got that huge camper because I had so much my kids and their families. Well, my biggest part moved to California. So it's too big for us. They know better than try anything in your chat, Sunrise. Yep. Oh, yeah. If I can do it in the next few months, if I can get traded into a Class C, then I'm seriously thinking about a trip to all the different orgs. And if anybody wants to come with, because I think most Class Cs have 3 beds, the front, the back, and the dinette. Sometimes the couch. If they want to help me with some gas, that would be helpful. I really want to try to do something like that. Hey, Ryan. Yeah. Whew. When do you do your chats, Dawn? I think I've been missing them. And I'm not getting a notification for some reason. I try to turn on all the notifications to the right settings. I might not be on right. All right. Let me bring it up on my tablet. See what my notifications are sent to. Hold on. There you are. I forgot. I can't set notifications on my tablet. I have to do it on my phone. Letting our hair down. I like that. Oh, I've been missing those. I'll check my notifications. Nope, wrong glasses. Computer glasses and reading glasses. Here we go. Okay. Fridays, 11 p.m. Okay. I have 2 fifth wheels, but I bought a travel trailer to go camping. Yeah, fifth wheel. Well, see, ours, we went big on, it's 33 feet. It sleeps 10. It's got 2 full-size bunks, a dinette, a couch, and then our room. It's huge. And the reason that wasn't the only reason I went huge, is I had expected to be full-time RV by now. Or not necessarily traveling, but living in it, because my husband's still working. But I want to move into it because I can't take care of this house anymore. I just can't do it. I had a caretaker for 6 years that took care of things. And then she was 63 when she started with me. And so the last couple years I've been on my own. I just can't take care of this whole house. So I thought, let's just chuck everything, let's sell everything, fix the cosmetic things we need to fix, and rent this thing out and go full time. Because I already looked, there's a campground 11 miles from where my husband works. And so he would have 11-minute commute, 10-minute commute, where he has an hour, 2 hours round trip. And it's in the country. It's really nice. And I really want to do that. I probably would have. I'm sorry I missed it. My son did come in last night to visit, so, but it's late enough. I think he was asleep by then. Oh no, you had Papa Smurf on? And I missed that? Hi, Susan. Hey, Neverin, Canadian Gwen. Yeah, we know. I know. Well, he wasn't alone. Papa Smurf, Pup Groomer, Bacon Bits, Journey, and Pinche Becky. Oh, fun. Gary, we weren't classy enough for you. Yeah. See, when I got it, I have an issue with the counter space in most RVs. They're almost non-existent. So it's huge. So it has 2 slides because I have an island in the kitchen. So the kitchen slides out, and the dining and couch area. And I love it. It's so much to try to, it freaks us out when we try to tow it. So we've only gone like local a few times. We haven't even used it enough. And that's why I know we can move to something smaller. I had considered living in it and still getting the Class C because we just paid off our truck. That thing is so old now. Every time I get in that truck, I'm like, come on, girl, you're doing good. Just keep going, because she's got 250,000 miles on her now. Oh, but I thought that wasn't allowed. That was grifting. But yeah, I thought about trying to do that too. But my husband, it's probably going to be another year or two before he can fully retire. So I still want to get out of this house because there's a lot of things we need to fix that we can't while we're living here, because there's nowhere. I mean, I have this huge sectional. It would be horrible for us to move more than once, just to move it out to fix. We have laminate flooring and it has shifted. You know, if you've ever had it, we have little gaps. And to fix it, we'd have to move everything out of this room. 1, 2, 3 bookshelves, a huge U-shaped sectional, TV stand, chair, table. I mean, and me and my husband can't do it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just have a huge garage sale, move into the camper. So let me get back into this chat. We were talking about something here for a second. Just a bunch of crazy people in a room. That's the best kind. Yeah. I guess I was unaware of it. Sorry. And Friday nights, I don't always necessarily hit the live button. Sometimes I do. But I didn't know it was a thing. Like, I do this every Saturday. And I'm happy if a couple people show up. If anybody wants to come on, I can do that. Well, I don't even know. I don't know what he's doing anymore. Using Starlink. I know storm chasers are going more and more to it. Yeah. I gotta go. I've never even seen what Pop Smith looks like. So I'll just go watch for a few minutes for that. I've watched a lot of full-time RVers say that it's good, but if you have to work remotely, which we won't. So having spotty reception sometimes won't hurt us. And I want to get solar. I want a boondock. But they say if you work from home or work from the road, that you want to have another good backup internet like Verizon or something like that, along with the Starlink, just in case. Oh, so you just met him last night. Oh, neat. Yep. That's true. I never really was, like we were saying earlier. Hi, No Face. What's up? I never really was a big watcher of the LA after. I was at first when everybody, that's all I watched. That's all there was. But when we started all these channels popping up, and they had a lot of viewers. I mean, to be honest. And if I go to a channel and they've got 300 viewers, and I go to a channel that's got 20 or less, I'm going to go to that channel. And so that limits me to watch the bigger channels and know everything's going on. And that's why I'm saying that's why it's good that we have Scooter Mom's show and we have Natalie at least keeping us up to date on any newsworthy things going on, or episodes or interviews or anything like that we should go watch. Because we can't all watch everybody. Yeah, I know. Matter of fact, he mentioned one. I guess, you get this thing. Hey, Kathy. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I know how that feels. Take it easy and make yourself better. But yeah, so you know how you gotta get when you don't meet somebody, you have to picture something because his Papa Smurf, I assumed he was an older gentleman, and then one day he mentioned something about how old he was, and I'm like, he's younger, younger than I thought. No, you're hitting the computer. Go lay down. Go. I know your ears itch. I can't help it. Go on, Daddy will have to fix it. We don't know what's going on with our big dog for like a year. Her ears have itched. We have tried everything. See what I miss. Yeah, what Gary said. But so I do feel a little out of the loop sometimes. I was very out of the loop that what happened last week. I didn't watch anything last week because Kathy, I know how you feel. I didn't feel good either. I laid here with a compress and I binge watched Eureka like a couple seasons in a week. I just, they're just when you feel like that, I'm happy you're here because when I feel like that, I don't really want it. I knew there was something going on, but I just didn't want to get stressed out. I have to be in the mood to go get stressed out. I didn't even watch Aaron. So I finally watched that. If I'd have watched that before we talked the other night, I would have understood more. Yeah, she does. She's always on there. I give her a like. I don't always chat when I go by, but I usually see her. We have tons of fun in there. Yeah. You time him out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Well, you can heat water on the stove and pour it over there. So funny that you should mention that. My daughter called me a couple nights ago and she said she called me so she didn't lay hands on my granddaughter, who's 12. She's having a problem with her in video games. And I was like, okay. And we talked for a while. So my daughter just moved into her own apartment in California, which means she's broke all the time. Oh, he does? Oh, no. So the apartment she left had a built-in microwave. And she couldn't even remember doing the walkthrough if it even had one. So she moved in. She needed a microwave. And on Marketplace, she found a microwave, a small one, and this air fryer, which I looked up and was a really good air fryer for $50. And that was a hugely good deal for her. And so she's really happy she was able to mark that off her list. And literally a few days, like a couple days, no, it was like 2 days after she bought it. My granddaughter ran out of her room from her game, threw ramen in the microwave, and ran back and forgot to put water on it. And my daughter called me, and they're in a one-bedroom apartment. Luckily, I've seen it. It's actually pretty spacious for a one-bedroom, so they're not squished. She said she threw the microwave outside because it was in plastic too. She had to throw the microwave outside, and the whole house stunk. She said when she gets quiet, angry, then you need to watch out. She just told the kids, you guys need to take the baby and go downstairs. There's a playground right outside. Go downstairs right now. And then she called me. Wow. And the next day she was going to try to save the microwave until she opened it. She's like, she can't do it. So I ordered her a Walmart order of Febreze plugins. I got her 2, and because she said she'll never get that smell out, and I know those work really well. She was very happy about that. One on each end of the apartment. She said it was really helping. She said this, and she was defeated. It was a lot of things. It wasn't just, she's trying to make it work in California, and I just know when this lease is up next year, she's not going to stay. She can't. So just the fact that you brought up broken microwave and ramen was interesting. He dares you. I know he does. He does like to instigate. The biggest reason she can't come home is custody of the new baby with her man that's from there. So she's trying to make it work there. But I told her, I said, what you're paying $1,700 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment, you could be buying a house here for less. And she's like, I know. Hey, Cher, what's up? He gets 1 hour of rec time a day before he gets sent back to his corner for the remainder. Oh, I'll go watch some of last night. You guys are crazy. And that's another reason I like kind of these chats, because some of you guys inform me of what's been going on that I've missed. So I appreciate it. You look miserable, sweetie. What's the matter? So it's not ear mites. It's not infection. Her ears are just, we have a rinse. We've tried Vaseline, and it'll work for a couple days, and then she's shaking her head again. So another trip to the vet to see if we can find something else. Here, let's see if she can. Come here. Only half. Come, just up, just the upper part. Oh, don't hit the computer. Don't. This girl does not know her size. Oh. Oh God. Sorry, guys. Oh, she wasn't supposed to bring her whole butt up here. Okay. I love you too. Oh my goodness. Okay, get down. All right. I love you. I love you too. But you're too big to sit on my lap. Oh, and she doesn't know how to be easy. You're going to knock the computer off. I know it. Hold on. I got to get her down. All right. You're going to have to get down. You're going to have to get down. Oh, get down. Get down. Get down. Oh, that was not supposed to happen. She knows she's allowed to put her front paws up here and I'll pet her head, but she decided her whole body needed to be up here. I thought for sure her tail was going to knock the computer right off. She's the only big dog I've ever had that doesn't know how to be delicate around the smaller dogs, and she's stepped on them a few times. And I worry about that because she's so big. She did hurt one of them. She had like a crick in her neck, and we heard, I think she got stepped on, but it eventually got better. So, who's here? Oh, yep, Cinderella. She knocked my mouse off, so now I'm using the touch screen now. Okay. He's in a round room. Yeah, she's part boxer. And all the things I don't like about her are boxer traits. She loves, if she wants to do something with her paw, it's like the hugest paw, and it is always painful. And she's very stubborn. Very stubborn. Daisy. My husband named her. She's really his dog. Oh, she loves him. I should post a picture of her when she lays on him, like on the bed, and she just stares into his eyes with these big googly eyes, like, oh, I love you. Me, she'll only do what I say if she makes me be mean, and I hate it because I'm like trying to talk to her or tell her, give her commands, and I'm very good at usually training our animals. She is just that stubborn. Yes, before they have fraud. She doesn't have any now. Now they just said to rinse it and dry, make sure it helps dry the inner ear. I think it's causing more problems than it should. And then he'll wipe it out with some Vaseline sometimes, and that seems to help for a little while, like soothe it. But they said that last time that they said there wasn't an ear infection and there aren't mites. And I've had her in like 3 different times over the last year. The first time they did give me drops. The second and third time they didn't. It was just the rinse. So I'm not sure what to do for her. I might talk to Pup Groomer. Maybe no bot, but no one else. Yeah. Oh, she's definitely a daddy's girl. Oh, give her the Benadryl. Okay. Yeah, because I have my other dog. She takes an allergy med. And some during the heart of the season, like June, July, and August, we were having to give her allergy pill in the morning and giving her half a Benadryl. We were having to supplement with Benadryl. So I have Benadryl. You know what? I will try that. I hadn't thought about that for her ears. Didn't dawn on me. Oh, she doesn't eat chicken anyway. We got her from a rescue, and they had to take her to the vet like 3 times for her stomach, and we were told she can't have beef or chicken, so we get her salmon dog food. Yep. She is all paws. She's like, oh, hi. Yeah, we have Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. We have everything. But I have Benadryl. Oh, okay. 2 times a day. I'm gonna try that. See what happens. It won't hurt her. At most, it'll make her tired. But I've already given Benadryl to my little one. She's only 10 pounds, and she handled it just fine. When I had my golden, he had ear problems. The vet gave me a rinse and Automax to put his ear. I've got the rinse, but they didn't. This last time they didn't give me. Okay, Zenrelli. Children's allergy tablets or children's Benadryl. Okay. Cool. Yeah, because we went through quite a bit. Can you hear that? She's shaking her whole head, shaking her ears. Spell good. Hello. Our Great Dane has stomach problems sometime, and Pepsid will work wonders. She is a big girl, though, so dosage is key. Ever since we've had her, she hasn't had stomach problems because we've never given her beef or chicken. So we haven't had that problem because I've always given her the salmon. So she's done pretty good with us. That the ears is the only problem she's really had. And we do have to wash her because she's a pitty, and like she has almost no hair. Because we had another pitty with the same problem. I have to bathe her in an antifungal, antibacterial shampoo because they get a lot of skin issues. And so we just make sure we do that. I had a Rottweiler Husky Shepherd mix. that would smack at us. Oh my gosh. With his gigantic paws, his paws were the same size as my hand. Oh my gosh, that's worse. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this one, you coming? This one, she's the one with the allergies. And when she gets them, hi. She scratched it. The first time last summer, we didn't know what was going on. She had scabs so bad. We were trying to give her Benadryl and stuff. And we took her to the vet, and they finally tried an allergy med. But she was on the same allergy med this year. But when the season hit, she was scratching. So like it needed to be doubled. So her prescription's expensive. So it seemed to work when we supplemented with the Benadryl, so that we did that. In cold water, warm water triggers skin cells in dogs. Now, I've never done cold, but I try not to do too hot. I do like warmish, but I didn't know that. Oh, goodness. I don't feel so bad. I did get a black eye from a different dog that raised his head real fast right in my face. Oh, 95 pounds. Woo! She's only 60. 59, 60. Matter of fact, we do have to watch her food. Oh yeah. Oh, I love. Oh my gosh. I've seen that. Have you seen that video? That older woman, that poor woman. But yeah, we've never had a dog with allergies. Like, I definitely got to make her an appointment. She's over there crying and scratching her poor ears. When I'm done here, I'm gonna try putting a little bit of Vaseline in her. Sometimes that soothes it. I went from that to 30-pound beagle. I love beagles. We seem to like 3 dogs. We 2 littles and 1 big. So this one, she's attached. I've told you guys before. This one, she was born in my house. Say I'm a mutt. Say I'm part. My parents were Pomeranian and Boston Terrier mix, and some other stuff. Because she's long, and her daddy was long. So there's definitely a wiener dog in there too. My cousin had a big Rottie. He caped a 2-year-old kid in her living room over a toy. It was horrible. Oh, 6 pounds, cat named Who. Yeah. Oh, goodness. But yeah, and then we've got Tinies around here somewhere. He's the first small boy dog I've had. Usually what happened is our small dogs would be female and our big dog would be male. This is the first, not the first. The first since 95 that we've had a big dog that was a girl. I don't know, it just worked that way. But now all my big dogs will be pitties. They've been the best dogs. I just didn't know how much boxer she had. But she's a good girl. She just doesn't know her size. And she doesn't understand personal space. She wants to be on you. You saw what happened. I just wanted her to come up for a minute. No, her whole body had to come up here in a chair. And this one, Tiny, looks like he's white with a few dark spots. He looks like he's probably Chihuahua and possibly, Jack Russell Terrier, maybe. That's his coloring and his head. His head is too small for his body. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, I had a Siamese cat once. We called him oh god, I'm trying to think. It was a dog name because he was raised with dogs and he thought he was a dog. Spot? No. Oh my god, what was his name? It was a long time ago. Oh my god, I cannot remember his name. It's just me and names. It's not that I forgot. What was his name? Let me find it. Let me ask my husband. Mm, Siamese cat. All right, we'll see if he tells me. Yeah, she does really ignore me. Really ignore me. No, Moon. Look, don't call me. I just asked a question. Hello. I just, I'm live and we were talking about pets and I couldn't, I know his name. I'm just drawing a blank because he thought he was a dog. Yeah. What did we name him? You can't remember? I know. Oh my gosh. We can't remember. We are too old. It's been almost 30 years. No, that was the other cat. It was like Spot or something. How can we forget one of our pets? It's going to drive me. I'll remember at 3 o'clock this morning. I had it and then it was gone because we had six, five, six had six toes, five, quattro. Wasn't he wasn't quattro? It was a boy. It was a dog's name. I totally can't think of it. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. You patrolling? Are you patrolling? Yeah, he hung up. He was walking around. I can't. How can we forget our pet's name? I feel horrible. Ah! Hey, there's Poe. What's up, Poe? There we go. We're just talking about pets. We know you like that comment, that subject. Just talking about our dogs and stuff. My pity boxer mix decided she wanted to be in the chair with me. How are you doing, Poe? We have an outside cat. We need a good mouser. Grew up with dogs. He acts like a dog. My sister had a cat that would bark. It was raised with a husky. Huskies are masters of ignoring. Yes, they are. I haven't figured out the name, Gary, that you were talking about. Moon. I can't think of where you got it from. I'm probably missing it. Oh, fun, Poe. My husband makes knives, but he makes them from cutting out saw blades or he refurbishes them, that kind of thing, because we live in a neighborhood, we can't have a forge. The pounding would drive all our neighbors crazy. But he likes making that kind of stuff. He made some sheaths out of kydex and some other things, and he just plays. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the cat name. I know I'm missing something. What about weird pet names? We had a cat named Leaving. He was a stray that followed me home, and Dad said that cat's leaving. He stayed and name stuck. Oh no. Of Roscoe, passed out on the couch. Oh, I'll have to go check that out. Here's one of mine. She's my mutt. Ugh. Her parents were they were already a mix of Boston Terrier and Pomeranian. And so that's the coloring. They were dogs of a homeless veteran I was helping. And he had to go into the hospital for cancer surgery. So I took the parents and she was already pregnant. So I was fostering his dogs, and she had 3 puppies, and I kept this one. So it's like I couldn't not keep one. So she's been here in this house since the day she was born. And yeah, she's a weirdo. Weird cat names. I had a cat I named Lord Dunstan because of his attitude. He thought he was king or a lord. History, similar story. Yeah, whatever sticks, we'll take. Like, we had a cat with 6 toes, and what was funny is there was a mommy cat in that neighborhood we lived in who carried the trait. So we had actually 2 cats with 6 toes, and his thumb was so big he could hold a ball. He was all gray and big, and he could hold a ball. Stephen King, The Stand. Oh, see, I've never watched that all the way through. Moon spells Tom. He would spell Moon, Moon, Tom. Oh, we had a cat named Lucifer. Oh, Bill Engvall. Is that from Bill Engvall? 4 of our 14 cats were born here. Yeah, we've had a couple litters back in the day. I had a home daycare, and my dog had 13 puppies. I had a couple stray. I would take in stray mommy cats all the time. No face. We got 2 kittens, Who and Denny, a play on Houdini. Oh, neat. Because they always hid in weird spots. Denny hid in the bed and decided not to breathe anymore. Oh, no. Now we have Who and Cloudy. John wins the name game so far. Hey, my son's on here. The cat's Spike. Yes, I knew it was an S name. Thank you. Sorry, I probably got really loud just then. Spike, yeah. We had this little Siamese cat. His name was Spike. It was before Engvall. Okay. But you know what I'm talking about, though. Yeah, he was raised with the dogs and acted like one. Yep, Spike. Yeah, he came down to visit from school, and he's out somewhere. I don't know. He's just been in and out. Okay, bye, Poe. Lucifer. That's a good one. So we had 6. So then the other cat, because he only had 5, we named him Fievel because 5 was stupid. And then he wanted to name the next cat Quattro. And I said no, because he doesn't only have 4 paws, so he didn't win the Quattro name. Hi, Adkins. Yeah. Oh, I love Bill Engvall. Poe, if you know Bill Engvall, Poe has or had a cat named Lucy Fur. Lucy with a Y, Fur, Fur. And I said, oh, was that Bill Engvall? He said, no, it was before Bill Engvall. That is the most hilarious skit I've ever heard. Oh my gosh. If you guys don't know Bill Engvall, the comedian, you have got to watch him. If you're older like me, he does the older people jokes now. He's from my neck of the woods-ish. Did you tell me are you in Texas now. I'm not sure if you ever did tell me which part. I think you did. I forgot. Anyway, here's the skit if you haven't heard it. So his daughter's friend came over and she was like all gothed out. And I think she said her name was Lucy, and he said Lucifer. We had a cat named Lucifer because he was the devil himself. I can imagine that. My sister-in-law had this cat that was so mean, and mean to her. It's not like he was only mean to everybody else. He was mean. If you walked through the house, he would attack you. And she kept him until he died. I think he lived to 16. Yeah, that was a hilarious joke. I've never forgotten that one. Here. It's their bedtime and they want to go to sleep. She's asleep on my lap. I don't know where my mouse went. Yep, there's no getting that back. I love Going Bull because most of his stuff is family friendly. My first dog that I remember was around 6 years old. He was black lab mix named Smut. The pitty before her, he was mostly all black, but we named him Rex. It just seemed to fit him. The pound called the animal control named him Chase because he climbed their 8-foot fence to get out. And they were always chasing him down. And he did get out, like the first week we had him. And animal control, I called animal control and everybody else, and I'm out looking for him. And I literally pulled down the street right over here, and animal control was right behind me. And he pulled up beside me. He's like, "You're looking for him, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." And right then we both saw him. A lady had him in her yard. He was only gone for like 5 minutes. I figured out, where he had gone. But eventually he stopped trying to escape too much. But I usually had to watch him. Now I thought we weren't sure about that because 6, he disappeared, and we just thought somebody took him because he was pretty. I hope that's not true. Maybe Dad didn't tell me at the time because I remember finding that, but he said it was another cat, so I think he was trying to be nice. Good going, Chris. Oh, 2 years ago. Oh, wait, that was a different cat. Oh, I have seen that, Fraud. That is so trippy, isn't it? I had a bearded dragon. Pet talk, yeah. SRV. That's okay. Oh, wait. Once Rex figured out he was home, the night that he got out and got hurt, or he got hit. What it was is what I was getting at is he was all black and we should have named him Ninja. He was so quiet. He wasn't outside. He was inside. But my husband went outside and didn't know he had somehow magicked himself out the door at the same time as my husband. And when he went and he left. And the thing about, we live on a through street, and I need to go to city council and get a speed bump because there's a hill on one end and there's a hill on the other, and they come through here doing 40, 50 miles an hour, and we have kids walking through here. And it was after dark, and somebody hit him, and my husband found him. It was so upsetting. And my daughter said that he was so messed up. Somebody had to hit him going super fast. And we had a and it was like a perfect storm. He had just had a bath. He had a reflective collar for this reason. And he just had a bath and hadn't got his collar to put it back on. It was just like a perfect storm that night. And so I'm just like, we need a speed bump. What I swear, they did some work across our street one time. And so there was a strip of darker asphalt when they were done, and people thought it was a speed bump and they would slow down. And I'm like, I felt like going out there sometimes with a spray paint, black spray paint, and just spraying a line just to slow people. It just drives me crazy. It's ridiculous how fast. And the police station is right around here. And they do it anyway. SRV after Stevie. Oh. Comment. Okay. We had a dog that we had to rehome because he needed wide open spaces. But he wasn't so I have a thing about labs. The two that weren't very smart were yellow labs. And it's like they're either really, really smart, I'm sorry, or they're really, really dumb. And he was kind of dumb. And I had a container garden that he ruined on my porch. He would dump all the dirt out of these big pots, put it in his mouth over his head, and run through the yard full blast and run into trees and stuff. And I'm just like, so we found a guy that had a farm and had 100-pound German Shepherd. And he says, like, because he was a big dog too. He was young. He was still lean, but he was big. Comet once dug under the fence to get out while the gate was wide open. Yeah. Our first pit was actually my daughter's dog that we took in. Because she moved somewhere she couldn't have him. And he had the personality of Eeyore. He would just sit. But so we'd never had a big dog like that in this yard. He would go find where the fence was loose underneath and just push against it and get under. So my husband spent months constantly going around and staking down parts of the fence when we had figured out how he was getting out, until eventually couldn't get out anymore. Now we have the most secure fence known to man. Trying to dig through concrete. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if I do rehome a dog because we're not a match, I'm very, very, very picky. Very picky. The only other dog I think that we had to rehome, we got her as a puppy because our dog at the time could not have another dog here. He couldn't deal with it. The only way we were able to bring one in that he accepted was a female puppy. And she was a border collie mix. Well, we had her for 2 years. But when she got that, she was just so rambunctious that she would bite at the backs of his legs. And he was getting older and getting irritated. And I was afraid there was going to be a problem. So I said, she needs somebody that will play with her and give her the attention that she needs. And I found a young guy that his wife was getting deployed. And he said he was very active. I said, oh, that's perfect. Okay, good night, Atkins. Hey, Eric's here. I just saw that. Yeah, I heard about that. Sorry, I missed it. I'll have to be back. I'll have to come check that out. And talking about pets. Like I said, I never know what we're going to talk about. One night it's aliens, and the other night it's pets. Oh, excuse me. How long have we been on here? Holy moly. Oh, Elron. Hello. Good to see you. If anybody wants to, I'll put it in. But yeah, we've already figured out I need to lower my table. I'm way too low in the picture. I can't. I gotta go back there and adjust things. Do aliens have pets? I would think so. I would think so. Don't you? You know what gets me about I like sci-fi. I like everything sci-fi. And what gets me about alien cultures or our future cultures like movies or TV shows, you never see entertainment. You never see them listening to music or watching movies or a play, except Star Trek maybe. Or, like, are you trying to tell me that in the future we're not going to do any of that anymore? Or are you telling me that other cultures or other alien cultures wouldn't have something like that? Just saying. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. Yeah, you got to work tomorrow, don't you, Gary? You should go get some sleep. My schedule's all out of whack after this week. I've been sleeping a lot because of the I had that tooth infection and it just knocked me out all week. Aliens never barbecue either. I know. Oh, and the other thing I brought up recently, which drives me bananas, is when you see us in space in the future in a spaceship and they're smoking. You have this much oxygen and you're going to allow people to smoke. I could see it in 70s era sci-fi, okay, but now, come on. That just makes no sense at all. I don't get it. And they're still doing it. It just really ruins the authenticity of it. I was able to recharge for a couple days, but back to the grind. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Gary's been working a lot of overtime. We were talking about it earlier. Yeah, Scooter Mom, I couldn't even do what you do. It's all I can do to figure out. To bring something up at the same time. It's hard. Are 6 cheaper in space? Don't know. Well, you would think too, though, if a lot of times, in those futuristic movies, we're limited on space and resources. So they're going to use land we need for food to grow tobacco. No face. At the big Circle K in the sky. But my husband said, well, at least Star Trek got it right and called them dust sticks. They had them. But that was on the planet, though. I'm just talking about in your spaceship, unless you have like a hydroponic section that creates more oxygen, you have a certain amount of oxygen on your ship. How is it okay to be taking some of that oxygen or contaminating it? I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's one of my pet peeves about sci-fi movies. Every planet looked like New Mexico. That too. What's up with that? Or did anybody ever watch like Stargate SG-1? I love that show. And literally everywhere they went either looked like a quarry, was filmed in a quarry. You could tell it was a quarry, or the woods. That was it. Quarry, woods. Nothing in. They did have a couple desert scenes. Oh my god, I've been wanting to watch Close Encounters. Captain, can we land on the next planet? I need to step out to smoke. That would, to me, that would make a little more sense. Let me take a. I've never smoked, but you know, I've had friends and stuff. So, you know, we'd be playing cards. Everybody's got to get up and go outside. My friend, she didn't smoke in the house, but she had a recliner in the garage. And we'd be over there playing cards. Oh, time to go out to the garage. Quarry Woods would be a better show. Yeah, but you know, when, especially if I'm binge watching Eureka right now. Luckily, at least, it was filmed mostly in Canada and the woods. It was supposed to be Oregon, but it was in Canada. Atkins, you should go. Oh, good for you, Miss Sunrise. I know that's hard. It took my husband a while, and he went to vaping, and then he finally quit the vaping recently, like about 6 months ago. So, I know it's hard. But you're better off. Because I will bring it down just for a second. Both my parents were gone by the time they were 51 and 53 because of it. Which drives me crazy because both my kids smoke and both of them watched that as kids. I don't know why they smoke. I just don't get it. Yeah. What my husband said was, it's the craving you have to work through. And he said a craving only lasts 3 to 5 minutes. If you can get over that, you're good. He said the bigger problem sometimes is the habit of having something in your hands. And that, I forget what he did for that. I can't remember now. But yeah. My 5-year-old daughter asked the other day, Mommy, why did you quit? I told her, for you. That I bugged my husband for years. I said, you know, I'd really like you to be here when we have grandkids. So, more power to you. I hope you can keep it up. Every time my daughter says she wants to quit, she's like, something stressful happens. I'm like, the thing is, it's causing her. She's only 31. And this was years ago. She started getting fractures in her feet. She worked at Walmart and she was on her feet all the time. And she went to the doctor and they said, if you smoke, it softens your bones. I had never heard that before. So now she has soft bones and fibromyalgia. Your first grandbaby will be here in November. Oh no, that's so much fun. My latest grandbaby's birthday is in November. She'll be 2. I've only seen her once. The other 2 grandbabies I practically raised. They were at my house all the time. So it's been hard. You're still not gone to bed yet, Axons? Good night. You need to go to bed. I'm starting to yawn. Because of all the sleeping I did all week, I slept all day today. I'm so off schedule. And the only way to get back on schedule, I can't go to sleep earlier than if I'm not tired. So I end up having to stay up all night one night to make up, or all night and all the next day to get back on schedule. But I'll figure it out. Hopefully next week I'll be back to protesting. Oh, did you Hitzel told me today, or I got her text today. I don't remember exactly when she sent it. The last time on Sunday, last Sunday, she was at the org and they were doing, oh, it's on my phone right there. Anyway, she saw there was a famous Hispanic person there. I don't remember the name. And all these Latinos were coming in. And she was saying, why are you going into Scientology? And they looked surprised and said, no, I'm just here to see so and so. And she's a famous person, a famous Latino, but she's a Scientologist. So I told her, I said, well, maybe you saying that made them think a little harder about what was going on. I hope. I thought that was very misleading to them for that person not to tell them what they were getting into. Good night, Eric. I know it. My mother-in-law bought candy canes after Christmas and used them to put in her hand when she wanted to smoke. Hey, if that works. My husband, the first time he quit, he chewed so much gum, and it was those cheap little gum balls. He bought a whole bag. His jaws got bigger. I think I'm going to be going soon. Maybe I will fall asleep early. I hope so. I haven't had as much caffeine today as I normally do. Now, I only started drinking coffee. I didn't own a coffee maker till I was 47 years old. So, 8 years. And because the fibromyalgia causes fatigue, I had to. And now, my cold brew. What's going on tomorrow, Susan? Yeah, that might help. I'm out of almond milk, so it doesn't taste that great. I definitely got to lower this table. It seemed to look okay the last couple times I did it. That was fun. You never know who might be in the chat. Oh. Goodness. Sorry. Oh, yeah. I saw one of those, but I caught it at the end. I might have to be in there for that. Okay. Even on the computer, it's kind of hard. Let me get my bifocals on. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know. See, again, when I catch those, I don't always know they're weekly. I just caught it. Oh, man. After South Padre Island, I'm not a beach water type person. I'm a woods person. I'd rather be in the woods. But after our one and only vacation we've ever had, we went to South Padre Island and got a condo on the beach and listening to the waves. It was so relaxing. I was like, man, we wanted to buy one and we still do because they're really good rental properties for down there. The year that we went to go, we were going to buy one for real. And that was the year the Gulf got that amoeba thing in the water that's like if you have a wound and it's like a flesh eating thing or something. Anyway, if we had bought it right then, we would have made no money. And thank goodness we didn't buy it. That happened before we actually started anything formal. Thank God. But now I think it might be time. Because all I want is to be able to go down there in at Christmas in the winter. Because we went in September. It was still a bit warm. Yeah. Vaping's not the best, they say now, but I think in a lot of ways, though, it's better. Depends. My husband was vape for a long time, and the reason he quit vaping really wasn't a decision. He just got so frustrated with the ones he was getting that half the time the little cartridges didn't work. Because originally when he smoked, he bought one of those ones where you buy the stuff and he just said it was too much trouble, and he got tired of spending the money on them, and the cartridges and stuff didn't work on the ones he was getting now, and so he quit about 6 months ago. I hope he sticks with it, because man, his life insurance is so much more expensive. Well, that's good. 8.5 years. It's good. Every year that you quit, you start to heal and get better. When my husband quit the first time, he was still in the Army. And so he said, because he said he didn't feel better the last time. I said, yeah, but you weren't running and exercising. Because what happened was the first time he quit, because he was running and all that, he was coughing out all the junk. And he did that for like a couple of months. And I said, yeah, but this time you're not doing that. That's probably why. Yeah. Like I said, I know it's hard. I've seen people struggle with it. The only thing I've ever been addicted to is caffeine. It was soda. I quit soda in 2006. And then I started drinking coffee. That's what I say, 7 years ago. So, 2018. Yeah. So more power to you. Like, I don't think I could give up the caffeine now. I need a chiropractor. I watch those chiropractors on YouTube, man. I'm like, wish I could be there. There's one, I think he's down in San Antonio. He's pretty popular on YouTube. I'm thinking about, you have to book him like 8 months to a year out now, I think. But man, when my neck cracked. Oh, I think I might have to go soon. Unless we can come up with something to talk about. I think I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm going to go. We've been on here an hour and 45 minutes, so I think that's good. I appreciate y'all coming and talking with me and keeping me up to date on things I miss. I seem to miss a lot. So, y'all have tomorrow is Dianetics at 3 Central. I don't understand the chapter. I don't know what it's going to be about. It's a weird title. Oh, definitely it smells better. Oh, we were talking about you. Talking about how when you quit, and you went to vaping, and then you quit vaping because you got irritated with the cartridges and stuff not working sometimes. Bye, Mr. Fraud. We'll see you next time. You know what? I'm assuming you're a mister because somebody said that. I hope I'm right. Yeah, we were talking about people quitting smoking and some going to vaping. So, oh, sorry, yours must have been burning. Did you know Chris came in? Spike was our cat's name. I knew it was a dog name and it was an S name. I couldn't remember that it was Spike. Hi, Mr. and Miss Kim. You know what? I got a quick funny story about that. So I got the Miss Kim from my daycare kids. It's a Texas thing. You know, it's a Southern thing. So they just started calling me Miss Kim. And then when I went into as a Girl Scout leader, they called me Miss Kim. So I've been Miss Kim. And in my daycare, so Tom would come home and they would call him Mr. Tom. Like, Mr. Tom. That was so cute. I just thought that was funny. All right. Good night, y'all. I'll see y'all for Dianetics tomorrow. If not, hopefully next week, I will be back to protesting in Austin. I will keep you up to date on that. And good night.